Thank you for watching BlaXit.
Money.
Emperor, rise up.
BlaXit family, BlaXit family, BlaXit family.
Good morning.
Good morning, BlaXit family.
BlaXit family.
Good morning, BlaXit family. It's a wonderful, wonderful morning this morning. I'm your host, Nyacho Kajabi, and I am being joined by a very, very special guest today. And obviously by my husband, who I'll be introducing in just a minute. But if you've just stumbled on this channel, this is BlaXit. This is the BlaXit YouTube channel, which is dedicated to your relocation, repatriation, mind emancipation and reinvestment back into Africa. And today we're having a very, very special program. We're interviewing someone very important here in the Gambia. I'd just like to introduce my co-host with me. That's my husband.
I'm Hatib Kojabi, also known as Adrian Ryan.
Okay, and our very special guest here, would you like to introduce yourself to the BlaXit family?
Sure, thank you. Good morning to the BlaXit family. My name is Mfali Fadera. I am the head of brand and communications at the Gambia OIC Secretariat, and I'm happy to be here today.
Oh, thank you for coming on to BlaXit. I've actually met this gentleman a while ago through Bode, so I just want to give a big up to Bode over there in the UKK and say thank you for making the introduction. We've been waiting quite a while for this interview, but you're a very busy man, so you know, I knew it was going to take some time.
I know, things are picking up now at the office. The projects are shaping up well, and as a result it's quite a hectic period for us, but I'm happy we managed to sit down today, really.
Of course. Yeah. So first things first, let's ask you, what is the OIC? Because many people might not know what OIC stands for. They'll be seeing it branded around the place, but they don't actually know what it is. So if you could just give us a quick breakdown of what is the OIC and what role does it play in the world stage?
Thank you. Well, the OIC obviously is an abbreviation, and it means Organization of Islamic Cooperation. It's an international organization, well, an intergovernmental organization of largely Muslim and Islamic countries around the world. And Gambia, being a Muslim majority country, is definitely a member. So the OIC is basically the second largest intergovernmental organization after the United Nations. So you have African countries, Asian countries, countries as far as Europe, all being part of it. In the Far East, as far as Kazakhstan, Brunei and such countries. So the Gambia, being a member, is chosen to host the next OIC Heads of State Summit. It takes place periodically, I think about every 3 years. So Gambia was chosen in about 2014-15 to host it. We were supposed to have hosted it in 2019, but that did not materialize because of time factor, and we also had a change of government, so it was a lot at the time, and because of that it was moved to 2022, which is next year. So because the Gambia was selected to host the summit, my office, the Gambia government set up my office, which is the Gambia OIC Secretariat, to facilitate the preparatory efforts at the country level to make sure everything that we need to have a successful summit is in place, so that we can be proud of ourselves as Gambians and give a befitting welcome to the guests. So we were tasked with 3 mandates. The first one is to mobilize resources needed for a successful summit. And the second one is to implement infrastructure and development projects also in that regard to make sure we have a successful summit. And the third one is to coordinate the event planning and management of the summit itself. We've been up and running for 3 years now, since the new government came into office. And the OIC talk started again, then the body was set up. In terms of structure, we have a board. The board is chaired by the president himself. And all the board members, the board of directors, are ministers, cabinet ministers, whose portfolio is relevant to the organization of the summit. So that in itself is a statement to have the head of state being serving as the co-chair of your board is indeed huge.
Yes,
it shows how serious the Gambia government takes the OIC project. And then after the board, then you have the management, which is based here at the Secretariat, headed by a Chief Executive Officer. I would like to take this opportunity to extend the greetings of my Chief Executive Officer, which is who is Mr. Yankuba Diba, a great leader, a gentleman par excellence, and the entire management and the staff. So you have the board, the Secretariat, and then we have a third element, that is the local organizing committee. The local organizing committee is complementing the efforts of the Secretariat in terms of the event management. So it comprises of senior state citizens, most of them retired, but with experience in terms of diplomacy, foreign policy, and things like that, event management, hospitality, etc. And we also have relevant government ministries represented at the local organizing committee level. So it's 18 number, protocol, security, transportation, accommodation, hospitality, and documentation, if I am not mistaken. But these are the structures as far as OIC is concerned. So, like I said, we've been set up for 3 years now, and in the time that we've been set up, we managed to achieve a lot. In the past 3 years, we managed to mobilize almost about 300 million US dollars.
Wow.
To put into development projects.
That's excellent.
Yes, and we'll come into the details later. We like to think this is the single biggest infrastructural development investment in the history of the Gambia. Yes, the OIC, I mean the sum total of our projects and things like that. So we are really excited because it is very transformative and transformational for the Gambia. Yes. Really.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that was much bigger than I thought it was going to be. BlaXit Family. It's much bigger, and in fact, having our president, His Excellency Adama Barrow, steer at the helm, so to speak, is totally awesome, and it's also very inspiring and good to know that he's very hands-on.
Absolutely.
In the project.
Quite supportive.
And I think the OIC is just. In terms of the world stage, as I was asking you, it comes just under the UN, is that right? Or alongside the UN, something like that, in terms of size and structure and stature?
Yes, in terms of size and all that. And secondly, it has some of the biggest global powers, if you like.
Wow.
And for example, if you look at Africa, Nigeria is a powerhouse. The North African countries are also key members of the OIC. You go to the Middle East as well, the Saudis, the Qataris, the Iranians, the Turkeys, you know, they are all part of the OIC broader family. And that is why it is a huge and a very important organization as far as world politics is concerned.
Excellent. So let's talk about some of the local projects, and Adrian's going to talk about some of the benefits that are conferred to the local people. I'll just start with talking about one of the biggest that I've seen visibly since being here, which was the beautiful, lovely, and so exquisite and fantastic conference centre that I've had the privilege of visiting. And of course we are going to go back there and give you a much closer and more detailed guide into the fantastic facilities there. I think that the conference centre here is the state of the art and one of the best in sub-Saharan Africa, definitely, and is on par with no other. And also it's just newly built, so it has all of the modern infrastructure and facilities that one would need to host an international conference. So tell us more about the projects, and then Adrian will ask you about the benefits to local people.
As you rightly said, I think I'll pick up from there with the conference center. It is state of the art, as you rightly said, with modern technology and facilities. In terms of size, it is one of the biggest in the sub-region. At any given time, we can host up to about 4,000 people.
Wow.
Yes, we have like different meeting spaces. But as you rightly said, we'll find time to visit and we will explore it in good detail. It's the Gambia's counterpart contribution to the summit preparation. So that is one of the projects that we are supposed to implement. The second one, I will start with the most significant. Almost they are all significant, but in terms of anticipation and relevance to the public, the one that I would like to look at first is the road component. Yes, because moving about can be difficult sometimes. So we have the road component is there. The OIC road project is divided into two components. We have the Batil Hardin Highway expansion. Batil Hardin is the road from the airport to Stinkona. It's about 22 to 25 kilometers. So it will be expanded into a 6-lane, a dual carriage, 3 on each side, and it will have street lights, pedestrian footpath, and will also have drainage on the side. It's going to be modern for that matter, and we'll have flyovers as well, and about 12 roundabouts. Wow! And the other aspect of the road project is the 50 kilometers urban road project. This is the one where we will construct about 20 roads in the greater Banjul area. All the roads are strategic in the sense that they connect major towns and communities, and they are designed in such a way that they will reduce the pressure on major highways. So next to that is the airport project, which is the construction of a VVIP presidential lounge at the Banjul International Airport, because we thought it wise to do so because the airport is the first point of call for any guest. And when you have guests of that caliber, you want them to be well received. And even beyond the summit, it will give a unique experience to the guests that are coming to the Gambia. So for the sake of time, I will just run through them. After the airport, we are also working with NAWEC, and we are improving the capacity of NAWEC by giving them about up to $25 million for both the water and electricity sectors to enhance their capacity to generate but also distribute energy. Yes, the water component, under the water component we will build about 12 new boreholes, a water treatment plant and a few others. The electricity component also is to replace some of their infrastructure because most of them are obsolete. So we realized during the feasibility study that NAWEC produces more power than it can transmit because the transformers are not up to date. So we are working with them in that regard to make sure we augment their capacity. So we also working in the area of accommodation, that is the hotel. Unlike other projects where the government goes into loans and grants with development partners, for the hotel project, we are partnering with a private investor, an African for that matter, based in Senegal. Yes, a Senegalese investor. The government went into a concession agreement with him. Excellent. And he's providing the seed money for the project, about $100 million US. Fantastic. And it is going to be an internationally branded franchise hotel of the Radisson Blu brand. So that is also part of the projects that we do. Other than the 5 priority projects, we are working with the police also, improving their capacity, helping them with capacity in terms of training, but also giving them equipment and gears. Already we've given them about 2 40-foot containers of security gears and things like that.
I will keep it short. First, I would like to thank you for granting us this interview and for giving us the time today to share with us the projects that you've been doing here in the Gambia. I know back in 2015, when we was coming here, we saw when the conference center, when it had started. So I think you've answered a lot of the questions in terms of how it benefits the Gambian community, especially the local people. I could see jobs being created. But my question is, how is it benefiting the local people? You know, why is it doing to help enhance the economy of the Gambia?
That's a great question, Hatib, right? Yes, I think, like I said earlier, our projects are the sum total of our projects is the biggest investment portfolio the country has ever seen.
Wow.
That in itself, I mean, in terms of infrastructure development,
yes,
that in itself is huge. We are going to see massive transformation in every aspect of Gambian life. Let's look, for example, the roads. We know moving about from point A to point B in this country sometimes can be very difficult because we have more vehicles than the traffic can accommodate. So that is a challenge. So with the coming of these roads, we are hopeful that it will ameliorate that challenge.
Yeah.
Number two, the coming of the Islamic Ummah to the Gambia, world powers to the Gambia, is the single biggest PR opportunity the Gambia will ever have.
Absolutely.
Because you will have the attention of the world on the Gambia.
Right.
It's an opportunity for us to leverage on that and sell the Gambia as an investment hub, and sell the Gambia as a tourism hub, and as a gateway into West Africa and Africa as a whole.
Yes.
So that opportunity is there. Now to the people, like I said, in terms of employment, the OIC is creating a lot of jobs.
Yes.
You know,
indeed.
as we will find out very soon when we visit the project sites, it's young people. For example, one of the contractors on the 50-kilometer urban road project has hired more than 150 young Gambians.
Wow.
And 25% of that workforce is female. Young ladies.
Women, girl power, girl power.
So yeah, they have been hired and trained in skilled labor, in construction, in carpentry, in masonry, and in every aspect. So that to me, it's quite satisfactory.
Of course it is.
When I went there and saw it for myself, you see them in action. What men can do, they were able to do. That in itself brought a lot of personal satisfaction and fulfillment to me, to be honest. So the job creation aspect is really significant because all these construction projects will require manpower.
Yes.
And our focus
and woman
is...
power.
Yes.
And woman power.
And woman power.
I have to jump in there.
Yes.
It's just to balance things out a little bit.
So our hope is that we will use Gambians to carry out this work. And at the same time also, in terms of capital investment, as a matter of requirement, we insist on international companies having Gambian partners.
Excellent.
Almost all the projects that we have given out, the contracts, I mean, all the contractors have international companies, I mean, they all have Gambian partners.
Excellent.
So there we have knowledge transfer, but at the same time we also have foreign direct investment. We also have money being retained as part of this project. So the benefit there is huge, and even in security, because the way that we look at the summit is that it is a legacy project.
Yes.
It is transformative.
Yes.
In the sense that the summit will come and go, but the benefits will stay.
Of course.
The maximum time for the summit in the Gambia will not be more than a week.
Okay.
Yes.
So everything we do, even though it is coming in the name of the summit, but we are looking beyond the summit. How can we make sure we leverage on this opportunity to improve the capacity and the efficiency of all the relevant sectors in this country? That is how we look at it. And that is how we've been approaching it all this while.
That's brilliant. Age?
No, this will be my last and final question. But you just answered it. Because what I was saying, I've seen the work you all done to get to lead up to the conference. So my second question would have been, what's beyond the conference after the conference finish? What's beyond it? You know, what's the long-term goal and plans?
Yes, I think that's an important question. Even though we will do the summit and finish it in a short period, but after the summit, the Gambia assumes the chairmanship of the OIC.
Okay.
Yes, and President Barrow will be the chairman of the OIC for the next 3 years.
Wow,
and
so he's got ECOWAS and now the OIC. That is fantastic. Well done, President.
Yes.
Well done. Well done.
So congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations, President Adama Barrow.
Yeah. So when that happens, then a lot of OIC activities will be taking place in the Gambia, like the Council of Foreign Ministers Summit, and any other summit that may come up in the future. Given the fact that it will be the chairman, Gambia will take the lead in organizing them and pretty much taking a lead role as far as OIC matters on the global stage is concerned. So, and at the same time also, just like I said, if you look at the nature of the projects, they are designed to be here for, and benefit Gambians after the summit.
Yes.
So, and the way that we work is we are working with the relevant government agencies. Instead of focusing everything on OIC, and maybe it may be a little bit overwhelming for one institution to coordinate all these projects.
Of course.
So what we do, we work with relevant government agencies.
Yeah.
For example, in the area of the road project, the road construction, we are working with the National Road Authority.
NRA.
NRA.
Yeah.
For the airport, we work with the Gambia Civil Aviation Authority. Water and electricity, we work with NAWE. So it's like building their capacity while we carry out these projects. Capacity in terms of the money we give them, but also for their staff. Because there are training components, they also have the chance to interact with international consultants, international contractors and things like that. So the thinking from the onset was designed to make sure it is here to last.
Yes,
even after the summit is
That's
done.
very good. That's very good. I think, you know, sustainable development is important, and legacy development is important. I love development, and I used to be, you know, very much into development as far as my work was concerned, particularly regeneration. So, you know, this interests me greatly, and worked on a project called Women into Construction. So I'm excited to go and see the women working on site. I'm excited to go and see the presidential lounge. Are you, Age, excited to see them? So we're going to go and have a closer look at all of these projects, including the lovely new roads, which I'm really looking forward to. And I think everything that you're doing is going to benefit Gambia and also the surrounding countries, because it's not just about Gambia, it's also a gateway to Africa. Being a Pan-Africanist, I look at Africa as one continent, one people. So BlaXit Family, you heard it here first. You've had the exclusive interview with the brand and marketing and communications, branding and communications head here of the OIC, and that's Mr. Federa. And so I just want to thank you so much for your time. I want to thank all of the team at the OIC for their incredible work and fantastic achievements. And of course, the head himself, who's a lovely, lovely man. So I'm going to say goodbye, BlaXit Family, but I also want to remind you that we are so grateful to you for watching all of our episodes. We're grateful to you for subscribing to our channel in the first place, or if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Also would like to thank you for smashing that like button in advance. Really smash that like button. And please leave your positive comments down below. And if you'd like to be more involved in this project, because they are always seeking partners, we always need inward investment into Africa. So let this be your opportunity. If you are an investor, if you have a project that you'd like to base here and you would like to partner with the OIC, why not make this your next step? So come on board. Don't hesitate. We don't bite. You can email us at info@blaxithome.com. That's info@blaxithome.com for more information. I'd like to take this opportunity to also thank our lovely donors, both at Patreon and PayPal, and all, of course, all of our super sticker and super chat donors as well. So BlaXit Family, here you have it. We're going to give you the inside story, and we're going to go to each of those sites so you can see the fantastic developments that are happening here in the Gambia, west coast of Africa, smiling coast of Africa. So that's over and out from me, Nyacho Kajabi, aka Julia, and
Mfali Federa
and Adrian.
Thank you.
Yeah, just like to thank Pixpectiv and also SK Productions for their help with making this program. So thank you very much to you both, African Boyo and KD. Thank you very much, and it's onwards and upwards. And remember, one Africa, one nation, one people, okay? One love. Let's come together.
Money, Emperor.